Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, we are here talking about Shanquella Robinson. And when I first got the news, or when I first got the news that the FBI had said that they were not going to prosecute anybody, I stopped dead in my tracks because it was so shocking. I really thought that she would get some kind of justice. Anyway, I came on here and I expressed how shocked and disappointed I was, and then I was trying to go back and think, what did we miss? And for those of you that watched the episode, I was speaking to a girlfriend from California, Edrican, who is fabulous when it comes to fitness. She's whipping me up into shape, and we have been friends for almost 20 years. Anyway, like you do, Fumi Nation, you send me all kinds of articles, all kinds of clips, and one of you sent me this episode. It's a part 1 and 2 on YouTube, and it's another YouTuber. Her name is The Real Dana, and she got the ultimate privilege of interviewing Judge Joe Brown. Remember Judge Joe Brown? Interviewing him and picking his brain about the Shanquella Robinson case. I will put the links below. It is an eye-opener. In a nutshell, because this crime took place in Mexico, there's nothing they can do. Bottom line. And he said, for example, if some French people came to the United States and committed a crime, they would be punished here. The French can't say, bring them and we'll punish them in France. There's too much. They can't bring all of the witnesses. They cannot bring all of the data. Everything will be done in the United States. What they can do is that once you are in jail, once you're in prison, they can exchange what you want, what we got. What you got, what we want. Other than that, from the gate, there is nothing that the United States could have done. And that they do not have enough evidence to prove that the crime was premeditated, which means that it was planned. They don't have enough proof that the crime was planned before the Cabo 6 went to Mexico. There's no proof. There's nothing to pin the Cabo 6 here in the United States to say, you planned this. We have evidence. We have phone call recordings. We have scribbles of paper. We don't have anything to say that they planned this. And that everything will deal with Mexico. Simply Dana has 2 episodes with Judge Joe Brown, part 1 and part 2. Sit down and listen to everything. I will say this about Judge Joe Brown. He's opened up my eyes a lot to what has to change when it comes to the treaties of countries. Because I do understand really, if you tell me that there's nothing we can do, that they have to face charges in Mexico. I understand that. I also wish that the treaties were changed where if they're going to get away with that crime in another country, they will not get away with it in this country. Whatever Americans or whatever national, whatever crimes they commit in other countries, if they run away, get away, can't be caught, they cannot find any safe haven in their home countries. Because since nothing can be done on this end, and they got out of Mexico, they got out of Mexico as free people. Because what was written in the police report, we don't know. We don't know now because as far as I'm concerned, I am finding out after the fact that Shanquella Robinson's neck wasn't broken. That's what the FBI said. It wasn't broken. The neck, the spine was intact. Were we listening to fake news all this time? I don't know. I don't know a lot of things now. What I do know was that, as Judge Joe Brown said, that there are 600 cases of homicide. Over 600 cases of homicide and families that are crying for justice. Not only Shanquellas. And of course we know that people die every day. I think what was so horrific about this was that we saw a savage beating on the internet. We saw a naked woman being savagely beaten, and there was a first row seat audience of other people that knew her and did not intervene once. That's part. They were recording. That's another part. And they were telling her, can't she at least fight back, knowing that she was being attacked in the most savage way ever. I think that is why that video went viral, because it was extremely shocking to humanity. If we watch something like that and walk away, what does that say of us? And it said a lot about us, because we were horrified and we wanted justice for her. We want justice for her still. Shanquella Robinson will be one of the most emotional and sentimental cases that I think will haunt me forever. And because of Shanquella Robinson, I am reminded why I didn't study law. I said it in the first video when I covered the Shanquella Robinson case. It was one of the first things I said. I said I had either studied law or I went into entertainment. And I chose entertainment because the law sometimes is not fair. And this is a classic case. You know, lawyers, they're doing their job. They study law and they practice it over and over like a blanket on so many different cases. And I am really beginning to see that every case is really, really different. And sometimes it just doesn't apply the way the lawyers want to apply it. Judge Joe Brown, fabulous, fantastic. It was an eye-opener. It was very, very informative. And it was sad because he only reinforced my fears of what I felt about 4 episodes back about the Shanquella Robinson case, when I talked about, is it Nancy? Yes, Nancy Grace. Yes, it was Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace had a lawyer that she interviewed, and he basically said the same thing. I watched it twice, and I came on here and I said, guys, I think I have some sort of not so good news, because my faith dropped from that episode, from what he said. He was speaking on tippy toes, but I felt as if he was holding something back, in a way not to disappoint us of an outcome that could be. And that outcome actually turned out to be what we feared the most, that there was nothing that could be done. That at the very most, it's a disturbance, that they fought, and that was it. That was it. They fought. People fight all the time. They don't go to jail for life. And we do not have enough information to know how the whole thing played out. They said we cannot put the wrong people in jail. And I know. I just feel as if, couldn't you have questioned them? One, facts, this girl died. She did die. She died. But what did she die from if she didn't have a broken neck and spine? Why is it that the FBI just gave a kind of vague announcement and said there'll be no arrests? Nobody will be prosecuted for this crime. Why did they only say that? Why didn't they continue and say, we suspect, or not suspect, but she didn't die from her injuries, or we can't exactly, or that's all the information we can tell you now. I'm very, 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 very confused. Thank you, Fumi Nation. You constantly send me articles. I read them because I'm trying to gain some kind of comfort. A lot of you said it's not over yet. I believe it's not. Let us lift her family in prayer. Her mother, her father, her sister, Charlotte. Let's lift them up in prayer. This has to be very, very, very hard times for them. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. And like I said, I'll put the two links, the part 1 and the part 2 below. They were very good. It was very good. It was very good to at least get some answers from somebody who knows the laws, at least in the United States. And it's very simple. There's nothing they could do. There was nothing they could ever do. Don't forget to share, to like and to subscribe. Hit the notification button. And I will see you sooner than later. All of my love, darlings. Continue to send me everything and anything you think is of any importance, and I'll continue to share it here. A lot of you were asking that will I stop talking about Shanquella now that we've gotten this verdict, and I said no, no, no. I will never stop. We will remember her birthdays, and we will always keep her family up in prayer. That's the least that we can do.